Welcome back to Maths Experience Excel class, and so glad to have us all here. Let's just dive right into it. In the last class, we've looked at introduction to Excel. We've looked at the beginning of cell and cell contents. And in this class, we'll be looking at copying and pasting cell contents. To copy and paste cell content, and then to cut and paste cell content. Okay, so in the first class, we looked at this entire ribbon, and we said the ribbon is made up of tabs, different tabs. And in each tab, there are groups of functions. So in the home tab, we have the first group of function as our clipboard. In our clipboard, we have different functions. We have our pastes, we have our cuts, we have our copy, and our format printer. If you just hover over the function, you see there are some short codes there. We have Control V for paste, Command V is the mark. We have Control X for cuts. We have Control C for copy. Now, these are shortcuts, but you could also just click on your cell, copy. Once you click on copy, there is a motioned highlight around the cell you copied, the cell you selected to be copied. So that tells us that this is what is currently active in our clipboard. So whatever cell is giving you this motion display is the cell currently having its content active in the clipboard. So once we've selected where to copy from, we go to where we want to paste, and then we can just click on enter and it pastes, or we can use Control V. Now, if you notice, the highlight on the Maths Experience, when we do enter, it's gone, which means on entrance, there is no more content in the clipboard. So you can see the paste button goes gray, which means I've copied what it said I should copy and I'm free. But if we use Control V, we paste, but the paste clipboard is still active, which means we pasted the Maths Experience from cell B5 to cell K2. However, we still have the Maths Experience as a content ready to be pasted elsewhere. So it's still very much available to be pasted in multiple places. So those are two ways you can copy and paste your content, either by using the enter button or you use the Control V, which is the paste option. And that's for copy. Similarly, it works for cuts. Click on your cuts. You see it is also highlighted that, okay, I'm ready to be moved, to be shipped somewhere else. On moving it to the cell 014 is no longer where it was. It has a new location. So we can also do the same thing, because we can either use the enter or we use the Control V. But just like our normal cuts, when you cut, is no longer in a location, it is transferred. When it is copied, it is duplicated. So cut helps us to transfer, copy helps us to duplicate. One very important thing we have to know about Excel is that when we copy, Excel is neutral about the content we have copied. But when we cut, Excel keeps memory of whatever content has been cut. Note that down. We would see that when we work with formulas, when we work with mathematical formulas, you will see that when we cut, Excel takes notes of whatever we cut. But when we copy, Excel acts neutral. Let's just hold that there, and then we'll get back to it when we move further in the course. So we've looked at copy, paste, cut, and paste. And let's look at accessing more paste options. Accessing more paste options. Now let's look at let's copy something. Let's copy this and let's paste. You would see a control highlight here telling us there is something hidden. It's like a queue. There's something hidden. Let's find out what's hidden. Now, what happens is that the control gives us more paste options. More paste options. Now, you can see Excel gives us a variety of paste options. We can just paste, or we can paste it as a formula. We'll use this very well when we get into the mathematical aspect of Excel. Or we can paste it and keep the formatting. We can paste it using the source formatting, or we can paste it with no border. We can paste it with the same column width, paste it and transpose. Of course, you know transpose. Let me explain transpose. Transpose is a mathematical adulteration of position. So when we transpose, it changes the position from horizontal to vertical, or from vertical to horizontal. You would see this when you do indices and matrices. We can transpose when we have multiple selected copied content. So let's look at this. We have go and wait down to refer. All these are on a vertical arrangement. If we copy this, let's say we want to paste it here, and then we paste Ctrl V and we transpose T. Okay, the short form there is T, or we can just click on what we have. You see, it changes the arrangement from vertical to horizontal. So we would see this play out a lot when we go into VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP much further in the course. But this is what it does, transpose. It basically changes the arrangement from a horizontal to vertical, or vice versa. We can also paste values without the formatting. We can paste a link. We would use this when we have to work with multiple spreadsheets much more later. You can link spreadsheets. You can paste a picture. You can paste it as a linked picture. You can also paste it without formatting. So these are multiple paste options we'll be using as we run along this journey. But all you do is can play around, get content, try to copy, paste, transpose, see the way it comes out, and then ground yourself on this part. Then drag and drop cells. Drag and drop cells, and to use the fill handle to fill cells. Now let's do that. Drag and drop cells. Now let's assume, now if you see we have our highlight here, which means our go, wait, space, refer is still in the clipboard. We can still paste it somewhere else. Then how do we remove our content from the clipboard if we no longer need it? You press the escape button. Escape. ESC. That's the first button on your keyboard, the first key on your keyboard. Um, Escape, and then you see it goes away from our clipboard. So let's look at how to drag and drop cells. Let's say I want to drag this. Drag and drop cells is more like an alternative way to move or to cut your content. If I want to drag and drop, go wait, refer to the first cells, first, second, third, and fourth cells of these spreadsheets, I will just hover my mouse on my selection. You'd see a four-way arrow. Four-way arrow means you can now drag and drop. You can now drag and drop. So once you see the four-way arrow, you can drag and drop. You can drag and drop. So if you hover, you will see this is a different arrow, different cursor from this. This means you can drag and drop. This means you want to select. Okay, this means select, while this means drag and drop. Select, drag and drop. Select, drag and drop. So what if I want to drag and drop on a cell that already contains a content? I want to drag this and drop it here. So Microsoft tells me there is already data here. Do you want to replace it? Yes, I want to. Okay, so it replaces one with math experience. So the drag and drop can help us move, okay, move data from one cell to another. So this is how far I would go in this particular video. In subsequent videos, we'll go deeper. Would dive into deeper waters, and don't forget, if you love this video, like, subscribe, and share. Thank you very much.